So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? Well, we are back talking about France in one of my favorite areas of the Loire Valley. I absolutely adore the Loire, but it's happy hunting ground for value wines. That's why we're here to talk about Chinon. And this is a producer here that I imported many years ago, and I always really adore these wines. This is called Clos de L, and Clos de L is one of the finest winemakers of Chinon, which is actual little town of Chinon. And this is 100% Cabernet Franc. So that Cabernet Franc, by the rules, Chinon has to be 100% Cabernet Franc. You have another area that's next door called Bourgogne. We'll talk about that later. But this property is always really special to me. This wine is called Clos de L, and there's a reason for that. So if you actually go to the little town of Chinon, they have what's called the Castle of Chinon. And they have vineyards that are along the sides of this actual castle. So when you walk to this property and you are actually in the vineyard and you're speaking, your voice bounces back from the castle. That's why they call it Clos de L. It's a beautiful thing. You know, only anywhere in France can you find somewhere like that where you can actually just be talking and your voice is getting projected off of this beautiful castle of Chinon. And there's a lot of limestone there, so Cabernet Franc flourishes in this limestone and develops really serious wines. If you want to, we can show you on the transit map here. This is Chinon right here. They actually have white Chinon as well, which is from the Chenin grape, but this what we're highlighting today is this beautiful expression of what they call Cabernet Franc, which you don't see too much Cabernet Franc 100% like that, except for this area here, which is, of course, Cabernet Franc friendly. You have Saumur-Champagny, which is right here. Then you have Bourgogne, which is here. But Chinon is the historical rock star of this area. Clos de L, one of the finest producers to make Chinon. What's fascinating about these wines, a lot of people don't realize that, but you can actually put these wines in your cellar. We actually brought magnums in of older vintage when we found out one year that Clos de L had magnums of like 2006. And we said, how many bottles do you have? And I think we secured like 120 magnums of this wine, and we were selling them for like $15, $20 a bottle for magnums. And people were like, oh my God, this wine is still good. When you poured the wine, you know, you could see the sediment, but the wine was still good. And guess why? Because of those limestone soils. That's that natural acidity that gets into the grape that gives the longevity of these wines. And you get that Cabernet Franc. In very good years, it's going to be very powerful wines. So you're getting a lot of global warming now in that area. So now you have a tendency to have better years, and this is an area to pay attention to. So if you really like interesting wines, let's say Cabernet, but Cabernet Franc, which is a cousin of Cabernet Sauvignon, look to Chinon. These wines are great. They're beautiful values. This wine can be had for like $35 a bottle, and it's from one of the top echelon producers. Again, this is the Grape Explorer, talking about great French wine, talking about great value, and talking about beautiful expressions of wine.